for now, let's introduce these lovely nerds as we have loaded into Stargazers for the first time today, if I'm not mistaken. Top left side, representing the North American organization Storm Gaming. It's the Prince of Denmark, MaxPax.
And his opponent, spawning in the northeast as the blue Terran player, he is Milkicow.
MaxPax has found a lot of success with playing Phoenix Colossus against the best Terran players in Europe, the Gapes and Clams. But when he goes up against Terrans that are not quite of that level, he does switch it up quite a bit. And I wouldn't be surprised if we even see a Twilight opening or two coming out of him here, because that's still something he's incredibly good with, just be in the face of a Terran. 4-gate Blinkstalk, in the way Parting did it a long time ago. MaxPax has taken that to a whole nother level, and when you think it's over, it's never over. He will keep running circles around you, and unless you have multiple tanks and stim, it's a freaking nightmare to play against. And I kind of hope that he's going to show us a little bit of that, because those games bring a lot of action, and his Phoenix Colossus is incredibly good, but it's obviously a bit slower paced.
Yeah, and I think that you're onto the right thing there too, right? You're playing a style that's going to give you a lot of control over the game, allow you to outplay your opponent in as many different ways as possible. I mean, you say Parting's name, Rodney, and it just gives me shivers. That handsome man has ruined a lot of people's dreams with those Blinkstalker boys. So MaxPax is not somebody that I think really misses the mark in terms of his control and his ability to bring the heat either. But Milkicow, going for it, we've seen this a couple times now, right? He's the double gas, taking off, but making sure you can get that early factory kind of gives you that earlier access to the tech without completely getting rid of the ability to expand. And also working on the back mineral patch as well very early. So maybe he wants MaxPax to think it's a one-base build when he's actually expanding. It is going to be a Stargate, though, so MaxPax will be able to see this pretty soon either way.
Yeah, I guess the nice thing here for Milkicow is indeed that if you're MaxPax, you are a little concerned. You already know that this boy that you're going up against is kind of crazy, that he's got unique builds up his sleeve, and especially if this is indeed a Widow Mine first, and double Widow Mine even, then you start getting a little paranoid about one of these weird builds where it's a one base all in, and they drop you a couple mines that are going to be permanently cloaked, and suddenly a Thor comes out as well. You're heading your way, and you sit there with two Phoenixes, and you have no detection, and you absolutely hate life.
Wow. You got a replay of that, Kev? Because it got kind of, it's getting a little, feels like it's getting warm in here, and you just like that.
You can ask a lot of the Brothers players on the European server for replays about that one, man. That happens a lot, but MaxPax is going to get into the main base. There is a Widow Mine there, but the Adept is going to avoid it, and this is already really good, man. The amount of lost mining time now for Milkicow is off the charge, and his entire build is revealed. Yeah, if you talk about the worst case scenario, this is pretty much worst case scenario for Milkicow. That Adept was not supposed to get in like that.
Yeah, it all starts with lowering the depot and just letting the probe in. I don't really have a whole lot to say there because it was able to see everything, and we know that with the Stargate opener, the Phoenix, if he gets a beat on this, that watchtower that the probe is on can see the entire top edge of the map. So there's no getting around it on the north side. So the Phoenix, they're just going to be looking to stop the medevac from coming over and getting that big drop. He has the shield battery in his natural, so one cheeky little Hellion or Reaper shouldn't be able to spoil the game.
I'm actually about to get worried over a pylon, and I can't believe I'm saying that, but Warp Gate is close to finishing up, as the medevac is going to fly in, but with 3 Phoenixes, this will get absolutely denied. One Widow Mine dies inside of the medevac. I actually thought MaxPax will have enough energy to lift that one too, but he's playing it safe. Nate, he can warp in units on the other side of the map, and Milkicow still has absolutely 0 DPS to take out this pylon, so just warping in like 2 random Zealots would absolutely mess Milkicow up right now, because he just wants to continue dropping, and it's already very unlikely that that's going to find any damage. I mean, the Phoenixes are flying straight towards it. MaxPax with an absolutely flawless game 1.
You cannot ask for a better start than this. And I love that point that you bring up too. He could just start warping in there. There's just a single Marine. I suppose he could burrow the mines next to it as they start to warp, but that's just another thing that's going to take that attention away as he builds another medevac and starts up stim. But I think the other side of this is, especially because he keeps moving them out, if he doesn't have to worry about the mines being anywhere defensive, yeah, he's just gonna GG.
Yeah.
So to say, there's no anti-air, there's no turrets, there was nothing there that was gonna stop the Phoenix from also just continuing to harass and see everything. So quick game 1 win there for MaxPax.
Yeah, like the first mine drop, obviously you always have to go for it. And I actually think it's better not to walk that one mine out, because even if the Phoenixes are waiting for it, you don't have that much DPS as a Protoss. So if a medevac with 4 mines flies into your base, the Phoenixes kind of need to choose. Do they go for the medevac? Do they go for the first mine? If they lift all 4, then you can't actually kill them. So I don't hate that he tried. It didn't work out. It is what it is. Then the second one, I think, is already a bit ambitious when there is still a pylon revealing all of that in your main base. And then the third mine move out, I think that's the stubborn. And at that point, you may as well just burrow them around your main base or your pocket expand and hope MaxPax does something. He doesn't do a whole lot, but fly his Phoenixes into the mines, and then you still have a game. Like, yeah, it's an ugly start, but you still have a game. But when you also commit to the third move out and that one gets denied, yeah, then it's just game over.
Yeah, well, I mean, it sounds a little comical, right? Going like down this train of discussion where it's like, well, yeah, you get your first drop moves out, get smashed. Okay, maybe you want to force the second one, but then you go for the third, and there's nothing else there. There was still the pylon in his base, even at the end of the game. So at any point, if he had extra production finishing or felt like he could push, then like you said, you get a couple of zealots or adepts inside of his base. 2 stimless Marines are not going to save the day when they, when there's also 5 Phoenix backing it up. So that was then, and this is now, as we move to Moondance for game number 2, getting all the pocket base maps out of the way for this series. In the bottom right, leading 1-0, representing Storm, he is MaxPax.
And this man is going to bring some fire and fury in game 2. In the top left side, we're looking at the main base of the young Terran player spawning as the blue player. This is Milkicow.
And the barracks right behind that natural mineral line, Kev. So I think we have an idea that it's going to be something a little bit aggressive out of our Terran.
Mm-hmm. Maybe he will bring back that epic build that he displayed back then on 2K Atmosphere. I absolutely love that. MaxPax is going to check a little bit, but will he find what he's looking for? Oh, yes, he does find what he's looking for. I mean, MaxPax pretty much always finds what he's looking for. People have tried for a year and a half now to proxy things against him in PvP, but turns out if there are 3 probes roaming around the map, eventually they'll find it.
He's got 1 probe on the top side and one on the bottom, so the SCV doesn't have anywhere to go.
No,
and, well, he tased the guy, tased him to death there. That's a bit unfortunate. Another SCV is coming though, so I guess he should be able to finish the barracks here. I don't think the damage is there to really kill it, but you're not worried about him building a bunker here anymore, because you've already got the probes. The zealot is being chronoed, so all you really have to do is just wait for the cybernetics core. And to be fair, the Reaper will be out before a Stalker, so maybe he tries to grab a cheeky probe or 2, but still not the best spot to be in considering the build he's done this game.
If we can get 2 probes, I actually still don't even hate this for Milkicow, but I don't think he's gonna get 2. Maybe he gets 1 and he's still able to get out of there, because the Stalker has only now just been started. I have the feeling that this is a bit late, man, because we actually got a nice delay on that barracks being denied, or at least not finished up for a while. Very sweet probe micro, though. Immediately pulls the first probe that gets attacked. And, yeah, cheeky probe or 2 seems to be a pipe dream. Maybe 1. He gets 1. And he obviously gets 1 that was, I guess, on the other side of the map. That's actually still not all that bad, mate.
No, definitely not. I mean, the worker count's even. MaxPax has his Nexus in the natural finishing. But I guess the question now becomes, as he cancels the other Reaper, so is he going to lift that off and move it? We still don't know. The Zealot arrives at his base. He can build the Widow Mine and burrow it to kill it, but otherwise he's going to have to just repair this depot. Milkicow can see, at the very least, the rest of the stuff is not being proxied. Reapers try to go up that main ramp. It is blocked off, however, and he lets the Zealot in.
Ambitious. I mean, the Reapers are making their way home, but it feels like they stopped for a little bit. I don't get this at all. This actually makes it a lot worse. We're going to lose at least 2 SCVs, maybe even 3. It is going to be 3. Will it be 4? It is 4. Yeah, that's just a mistake. Like, he was not supposed to let that happen. I feel like his Reapers stopped. I think in his mind, his Reapers were a lot closer to his own main base than they actually were. But I looked at the minimap and I feel like they stopped for a second. And yeah, that was supposed to kill 0 SCVs, now it killed 4.
Yeah, so a bit unfortunate there. We'll get some real damage onto the Stalker, so that's nice. And the command center is finishing up in the main base, so he'll get some cheeky mules out, try to get something going here, but he's already down 11 workers, and the Phoenix are going to come out as well. So that ability for MaxPax to keep the pressure up is going to be very real. The Vikings that are coming out kind of slowly, you know, you could get a couple Phoenix if the Stalkers are able to deal any damage at all. I think he can push that down. So MaxPax wants to be aggressive. He doesn't want to waste any time here on this one. Picks off the sacrifices the probe to pick off the Widowmine.
Sweet move. 2 Reapers on the other side of the map will not be able to get a whole lot done because there is a shield battery, and seems like Milkicow forgot about them for a split second. MaxPax lifted the Cyclone, kills the Cyclone, and the second game is also over in